Quit being so fucking reasonable. It's actually hurting you more than it's helping you. In this video, we're going to go over why working from your current circumstances is actually the worst way to go about getting to a better place in life. And there's nowhere that's more true than with your finances. I'm Jeff Lindbergh, founder of CommonwealthToday.com, where we teach next generation financial education to get your money working for you instead of you working for your money. If you're new to the channel, make sure to click the subscribe button and the bell icon right next to it to make sure that you get notified when we upload new videos. Now, what do I mean, work from possibility or don't work from your current circumstances? Well, what a lot of people do, and I learned this from one of my mentors, and it was a huge game changer, not only personally, but also financially. What a lot of us do is we'll kind of look at our circumstances that we have right now, and then we'll kind of plot those into the future. Like, as an example, like this year I made 100 grand. Well, maybe next year I could probably make 120 grand. See how it's based on what you're currently doing? However, there's absolutely no reason you couldn't double that income. You couldn't triple it. Yeah, you're going to have to do some things differently. You're not just going to be able to like magically have it appear, but there's no reason you couldn't go from 100 to 200 or 100 to 300 or I mean, if you started a new business, there's no reason you couldn't go from 0 to $1 million in 12 months. Like, it happens all the time. I'm in the internet marketing, digital marketing space for digital businesses and Shopify stores and that kind of thing. And I see all of these businesses that are selling things that would just blow your mind, and they're making a really good living at it. And before that, I would have never thought it's possible. But I see routinely all these different types of stores that are making very good money, and they started not that long ago. But most people, they don't think that way. They think from their current circumstance, and that's actually the whole problem. It's super limiting. It's super constrictive. However, if you truly want to get ahead, if you want to get your finances working for you, you have to think from point B, which is like possibility. Like, what do you want? And I mean, even that is something that most people think from current circumstance. Again, if it's not clear, thinking from current circumstances is projecting into your future from everything that's going on right now, instead of just saying like, I want this, and have it not be tied to anything currently going on. So as an example, working from circumstance would be I make $100,000 a year. I have a week's vacation. I have a mortgage. I have all this stuff. So I probably am not going to be able to do too much of what I really want. So I'll just kind of like dial it back and be reasonable about it. And that's like the thing that kills people's dreams, is being reasonable about them. Because if you saw in that example I just did, I kind of like dialed back my dreams to like be like, oh, it's okay. I'll just kind of, I'll do some of that, but not what I truly want. When you think from possibility and you work from that possibility, you don't limit yourself in what you want. Dreams are supposed to be unreasonable. They're supposed to be awesome. They're supposed to be exciting. And yeah, like if you're making $100,000 or $50,000 or $20,000, whatever it is, and you're like, yeah, I want to make $2 million in the next 3 months, that might be a little bit unreasonable. But we're not saying it's not impossible. You would have to do a lot of things differently than you're doing them now. But I mean, you could probably do it if you really had to. It's just most people don't want to put in the energy and like the work it takes to upgrade your ways of being and the skill set you have and that kind of stuff. What we need to do is just stop limiting ourselves for our future. Even if we're $50,000 in debt, $100,000 in debt, don't work from that. How are you going to pay it off? Work from where you really want to go. So as an example, yeah, maybe let's say we're $100,000 in debt and we make $100,000 a year, just for round numbers. That it's like literally does not matter for anything that I'm trying to plan in my dreams over here, or like what I truly want. So let's say what I really want is I want to make $200,000 a year, be debt-free. I want to have a vacation home in Hawaii, and I want to have investments that are providing me at least $3,000 a month in cash flow. Okay, so yeah, that doesn't align with my current reality, but that is 100% doable with my future. What that means is I then have to kind of like work backward from that to my current reality to figure out like what the steps are to get there. Now, I know this doesn't like specifically relate to your financial life and your financial education, but this was actually one of the biggest pieces I had to get in place before I started kind of having it all start clicking for me. And I'm still working on it, so I don't have it all figured out. But actually, one thing that has helped me a lot is being around other people that have it figured out, like learning stuff like this, learning how to make some tweaks to my finances to get the results I was after. So we created a Facebook community for people like us, where we can all communicate with each other, share what's working, share what's not working. So make sure to click the link in the description to join the Facebook community, where you'll find a lot of other people just like you who want to get into a better financial position. Okay, so let's do a quick exercise. And I want you to go through this and not think about like being reasonable. Don't think about your current circumstances. Be honest with yourself. That's like the biggest thing for all of this, is we're generally not honest with ourselves about what we want. And then we limit ourselves and we settle. But if you don't settle and you go after things you truly want, not only are you going to be happier, but you're going to be impacting more people and creating more positivity out in the world, because you're doing what you want. So that empowers them to do what they want. And it's just kind of like a snowball that happens. But most people, they don't go after what they truly want. They settle for what they, can get. And what we're going to do here is we're going to imagine what our life would be like in a year. And I don't want you to be reasonable. I want you to be completely unreasonable. Like if you waved a magic wand, anything's possible, right? Now, what does that look like to you? Does that mean, you're working a different job? Does that mean you're finally pursuing a passion project that you've always just kind of had on the back burner? Is it a certain amount of money that you want to be making? A certain amount of days off, a kind of vacation that you want to have? It could be literally anything, but it's unique to you, and you just need to kind of be unreasonable and jot it down on paper. And what I love to do is just spew this out onto paper, write it all down as it's coming out. Don't edit, don't do anything. Just let it come out, let it come out, let it come out until there's nothing left. And then go back if you need to and look at it. You don't need to edit it, but we just want stream of consciousness on this paper of what your future looks like. And the one thing when I first did this that was kind of boy, that feels a little weird, is not limiting myself, because I found myself doing it and then I'd have to go back and cross that out and start from where I started limiting myself. So I'd work from possibility instead of my current circumstance. And I think what that turned out to me was I had this business idea that I wanted to start, which was actually Commonwealth Today. I wanted to teach people financial education more than just what we learn in high school, which is almost nothing. I was just super sick and fed up with not having any kind of idea of how to really manage my money. But I was kind of waiting for some other stuff to happen. But as I was going through this exercise, I realized that it was whoa, that's the thing that I want to focus on. I should do that now instead of waiting. And all of a sudden, things started happening way faster. I started doing things differently because it was oh, that's going to get me to this goal. Whereas before, I was thinking from my current circumstance and was well, I'd like to do that someday, but I got to do these other things first. And then, maybe once I get those done, then I can do that. When it was just don't do those things and do this. That's what you want to do. But it all came from just not being reasonable about what I wanted my dream life to look like, and being okay with just kind of allowing myself to let those things go. It was a huge, huge groundbreaking moment. So I'd encourage you to do that same exercise, because once you get clear on what you truly want, it's as easy as working backwards from there and just being the person that you need to be to get to that end result. And it makes everybody happier. It's going to make you way happier. It's going to be an insanely awesome shift, and I hope that you make it. Make sure to comment below and let me know your thoughts on this video, because I would love to hear how this resonated with you. There are real world examples of this everywhere. You see them every day. You just got to start looking. So if you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, or if you didn't, give it a thumbs down. That lets us know what kind of content to keep creating here on the channel. And again, if you haven't clicked the subscribe button, make sure to do that and click the bell icon to make sure you get notified. Because while this wasn't necessarily financial education, it was very relevant to getting out of your current situation, which most people, that's why they're watching these videos, is to get into a better financial situation. So share this with somebody that it could help. We'd really appreciate it, and we'll see you in the next video. Take care.